Here we go. We're recording. So we're back for another. This is the Grondwerk. I think the third one together. Also 13. Do I hear myself in your speakers?
I don't know.
No, it's better now. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully no glitches this time.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about logos today, mainly. That's the main hook for the show. We try not to keep it too rigid or have rules. So we're going to talk about logos, maybe some records, probably some records, and we'll see where we get. Hi, Peter.
Hi. Hi, Tom.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Yeah. I think we mostly talk the same hour, but it's becoming lighter and lighter.
Yeah. Pretty soon you'll be too hot in that room, I think.
No? Yeah.
I'm good here. I have a microclimate for the record room.
Oh, how many meters below are you?
I have no idea. Just the basement. I don't know. I think the top 20 centimeters is above ground, maybe. So nobody cares about my basement, I guess. Yes.
Good introduction for the episode.
What is it?
A good introduction.
That's true. That's true. We were looking for one, so there we go.
Off we go.
Yeah, logos. We don't seem to find a way how to talk about shit, so let's just start. What's your first logo you want to talk about?
Well, as you say, there's too much bands, which means there's also too many logos. But since we deal with black metal, I think the most obvious choices to start with the infamous Christophe Szpaidel. Szpajdel, who is quite known today. Maybe some people do not recognize the name, but he has made the most famous logos in black metal ever, especially in the early 90s until the turn of the millennium. I think the most famous one is the one from Emperor, but he also did, for example, Cradle of Filth, which is a bit out of, not tune, but a bit different from what he normally does.
Yeah.
So that two, which I'm going to show, the Graveland and the Moonspell logo. I also think Old Man's Child, if I'm right. I think he has 2 books out by now, and they're full of logos. So let's start with it. The first one, which I could show Emperor, but I personally like the Moonspell logo the most.
Yeah.
I do not like the band, only the 7-inch and maybe the first mini album. But this one is one I really like, and a good example of the style, which is always very symmetric. And I don't know how, in terms of technique or how to describe it, speak for itself. But I really like this one, so I think it's a good start. But then I started with Szpajdel because I really wanted to jump to another one whose style is similar, and which I personally like the most of all is the one of the logo of Isvind.
Okay.
I don't know if it's visible enough. It's again a 7-inch, because I don't have the album, the full one on vinyl, but there's this small sheet in it, and there it's more obvious. And this one is made by, I think the first attempt to draw the logo was also by Christophe Szpaidel, but this one is drawn by Alex Kurtagic. He lives in the UK. He has an own band called Benighted Leames and a label, Supernal Music. And he's also very known for drawing covers. For
Okay.
example, de Troll draagt de Christene cover, Stormblast of Blast van Dimmu Borgir, Autumn Roars Thunder from Darkwoods My Betrothed. Yeah, that's very 7-inch too. And it's a bit similar in style, but maybe more, I don't know, less sharp what he does, but I really like this one.
It's more like twigs and round than the other one. I was doubting about getting the Emperor logo for my list because it's so. The thing you say it's sharp is like knives. Almost.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Of course, I didn't do a study about the logo, so my motivations aren't really deeply funded. It's just I like it, and I can show you the 7 inches. But check the band too, Isvind. This one and the debut Dark Waterster, we talked about it last episode, is really, really, really recommended.
Yeah.
So these are my first two. Yeah.
We talked about a few records last episode, or I think not in the episode per se, but in the talks between episodes. One was that Isvind Darkwater Stir from '96, and they were all around the same time period. There was Veles with Night on the Bear Mountain, that was '89, and then that Edensk Folk, which was also '96. So 2 out of Norway and one out of Poland. I've listened to them all, but on crappy YouTube because they are impossible to hear anywhere else, unless you want to download them. But I don't download anymore. Yeah, the Isvind was maybe I heard Isvind, Veles, and then Hidden Folk.
Yeah.
Or Hidden Folk, and the thing I thought was, yeah, I always shifted from record to record. So I heard Isvind first, and I thought, wow, that's not really tight drumming. Maybe the timing is a bit off, but it worked. And then the Veles was worse. So yeah, it's a weird weird combination of records, but I mostly like the Isvind, I think, because it has the most easy sound to get into.
Yeah.
It's quite open music-wise. The thing that came to the forefront is, or not to the forefront, is that there are almost no vocals. There are vocals, but they're so sparse throughout songs that it's 60% music and 40% with vocals or something like that.
Which one do you mean, Isvind or that Gdansk Folk?
Isvind, Darkwater Stir.
No, I never paid attention to it.
I need to check it again, but that was something that had. Sound-wise, yeah. I read an interview they did on German press somewhere on the line. The guy interviewing them it was an interview done now, I think, because they're still active-ish.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 years ago, and the opening question was, "I don't know your band and never heard of you. Please present yourself," or something like that in crappy English. So yeah, that was a weird one. But yeah, but they're still going. I like the records. It has, it's almost sometimes romantic, sweeping passages. I don't know how to describe it, but something different than what was played in Norway at the same time. Maybe it's Emperor Light-ish, because it's not symphonic. Very sparse keyboards, maybe outro. So kind of a hard record, but it's hard for me to place it in the then Norwegian lineup. You know,
I don't know with whom they were related back at the time. Of course, they were on tour with Helheim, and they shared the label. They were on Solstitium Records, which was the label. And I also one of them now plays with, I think it's Tudor, that he's the singer of Tudor. And also there must be a link, if I'm right, also with Kvist, the Norwegian band Kvist, but I might be wrong about it, about the last one.
Kvist is a record I want to do next time, maybe, just because I know it through Poi, basically.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
Yeah, I know.
But I really enjoy it too. I think it's a unique record. It's very weird. That got very much attention the last 3 years, and it has been dormant for
Mhm.
maybe 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
It got recognition when it came out, but then people talked about it, but not as much as now.
I think
Um,
that's true for what time is that record? Is it early 90s?
I think 69, if I'm right.
90s? 90s.
1996, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so basically the same goes for every record on this list for the Isvind, for the Velas, and that the Danske Folk.
Yeah.
Classics in their own right, maybe, but like you said, nobody talked. It's a forgotten period. Same because a lot of people are coming into it through maybe like me, the raw black metal stuff, or maybe Watain even, or Wolves in the Throne Room. If I
Uh-huh.
go back, but yeah, a lot of people jumped from that to the early Norwegian stuff, and nobody looked further because there was a lot of stuff to check out in Norway and whatever. Stuff like the Harrod for me came later than stuff like AM or Dark Throne or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a period that is now being discovered by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I think the period you know most about is a period now, not in style, but where you hear the most new stuff referencing that period instead of Mayhem more. They will always be there, but I think that mid 90s to 2000s, maybe a little earlier, 98, that is now booming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but that's something I noticed.
Yeah. I also think now we mention Kvist, that Gdanske folk record, or how do you pronounce it?
Take
If
something
you
like that.
if you drop the keyboards from Kvist, you can come close to that Gdanske folk. It's for me, it reminds me that that band. There's also this American band, Yellow Eyes,
Yeah.
and but I think their second album was also one I referred to as Kvist, but without the keyboards.
Which one was it? Maybe I can find.
Something with In Bloom or some. I forgot.
They are here somewhere, but I don't know where. Yeah, In Bloom is possible.
Something with In Bloom. It's the
Is it the black one with the stained glasses?
yeah, with the cathedral glasses or something. This framework.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, to me it was like, hey, this band from the US reminds me to Kvist, but without the keyboards. I think it's something good to describe to people if they are new into the scene, like what to expect.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about that Gdansk folk, this is the record.
Yeah.
It's a very cheapy. This is the original one. Two covers that are not related. I don't know what it is. And it's really funny because it's the font is this typical, like the 16th century font. I don't know if it's visible, like
Yeah.
Edwardian script or something.
Mm-hmm.
And at the bottom there's written, this collector's item is only limited to 500 copies, and that font is like this Dutch font for porn magazines. It's really weird. I always thought that was funny.
And is that pixelated? Is that?
Yeah, no, it's on the front.
Okay.
From the titles or the tracks, they forgot to include the font. That's pixelated.
It's a weird cover for that record.
Yeah,
although in some way, I don't know.
I think it's eyes on the rocks or something. I don't know.
It was there was almost no definition in the drums, but once again, I was listening to a YouTube rip, so I need to hear it.
Even on the vinyl, the sound is, let's say, not good. It's very thin,
Yeah.
and of course it has its charm, but it's hard to listen to. They also have a split with a basic hate, the same tracks, and I used to have it, but I can't recall if the sound is similar. something to check out.
I think the sound wasn't too bad, but just the very low definition in the drums that gave it almost no direction. So that was. I thought Isvind was sloppy, but it's not that it's sloppy, but it's just the sound just fucked it up.
Maybe one little thing, because we were talking about those forgotten bands from the 90s. If you check the demo of Kvist, which is really good too, then you should, and if you like it, you should also check the demo of Keep of Kalessin, which is called Skiger of Skog or something. And although that band evolved to this Eurovision contest heavy black metal band, really crappy, that demo, and also the first one, but the demo is really, really good. It has this heavy dungeon sounding black metal tape sound. Really good.
Kind of like the Moonspell. How is that 7-inch?
It's very primitive, actually. Then they were really at the beginning, and which one is this? It's totally different from even the debut from Wolfheart. And not as spiced up as Under the Moonspell.
They're from Italy, right?
No, Portugal. Portugal. Yeah.
I think unless I'm confusing, I saw them at Tongeren Metal Fest or something like that, and we saw them at their, not hype maybe, but at their most, like, or whatever you want to call it.
Now it's this gothic metal stuff, but it's totally not.
we went there for Bulzer, I think, played.
Yeah.
And Trepaneringsritualen.
Yeah.
And there was one more, I think Destroyer 666, but that was a good triple bill, but we didn't stay for Moonspell. Bulzer is a sick band live, so that's always.
Yeah, especially at the time of their 2 EPs. The recent material is not really for me, but it's still a good live band.
I liked them up until Hero, I think, is still a very good album.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next one was just the same album. It was basically just the same album. There were different tracks, of course, but it could have been just a double album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, weird. I still think that the EP with Entrance at Wolf's Hook, I still think that's the best thing they ever did. I remember walking to Margazet Capta one night. I didn't have to drive, so I had a few beers in me. We were a bit late, and they were already playing that song when we entered, and I was like, okay, good front now.
I think I was there too.
Probably.
In Brussels. Yeah.
Remember?
No, your logos.
Yes. You were talking, maybe a little bridge, you were talking about Yellow Eyes.
Yeah.
Yellow Eyes is closely connected, or my interest in New York black metal has always been rather high, I should say, because of stuff like Ashborer and Rasu Batlat, who are still killing it. There's Akitsa, that's basically New York Department Chandelier. But there was also Lamb, who was in the Rabanda Moon, and it was also in Vorde, so that's the connection to the guy from Yellow Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He drew logos as Amalantrah, I think, Workings. And he did in the last maybe 5 years, really, I think, especially under the cover for me, but maybe a lot of people, his logo work only recently was unearthed, maybe, because he drew a lot of good shit. I'll show the Zarabanda Moon, because a lot of these logos have 2 versions. Like you were asking for Ket Nexamu, the logo, there are 2 actually, which we'll get into. But this is the first one. This is by no means a very special or intricate logo, but just the brute force of that hooded duck, ball and chain maybe. He did a lot of great stuff. He did the Witch Moon logo too, which creeps into your territory with the circles and the geometry and the figures behind it. I have a lot of logos from him, but I think it was the way he constructed the logos and the difference between all these logos. I love when one guy is doing so much work but always different. Like for example, Al from the guy from or linked to the Bosnian Herzegovina scene. Wait a minute. Ainul Ilpilis, I think this one who does for Boy Prayer and stuff like that. So there's also one guy who does amazing work and yeah, a lot of different stuff. So those are my two top logo makers at the moment, I think. The thing I love about the Zarabal Mamoon was in his other logo, not the one with the chain and ball. This is the newer or the older one, I'm not sure. This is very steeped, and that's why I asked about magic when I was at work, and I sent you a message. He did a lot.
You were starting to delve into magic.
Yeah, I always try to find an entrance, but it's hard to find the entrance, I guess. It's not like Harry Potter where you walk into a wall. I tried.
Yeah.
No, he has these little magic symbols interworked into the to the thing, and it's closely linked to Palo Mayombe, some African then Cuban religion that is closely linked to. I can't say voodoo because maybe that's blasphemy, but yeah. It's a weird thing. They use these ungangas, those power. They do these offerings, and there's all kinds of stuff in there: bloods, beads, knives. So yeah. He incorporates that. Yeah, his religion. I think he was very into it. He incorporates that into the logo with these little, little things. This is maybe a drawing that gets you a better view of the symbols within that thing. Yeah.
That's something which reminds me also to the work of the guy from Vulcanos.
Yeah.
So I really wonder what the meaning is for the, I don't know how to call it, the arrows or the. It's also a trend that's more obvious recently to use these kind of occult symbols, of which I wonder if they were like invented or if they have a real background.
That's
something I really don't know. Like, where do they come from? Is it just ornaments that resemble occult symbols, or are it real occult symbols? I really don't know.
It depends on which logo you look at. I think the most known one is the upside down cross. We know where that comes from. Or do we?
Problem is, I refer to rather modern bands, but I don't have that much examples or vinyls of modern bands. There's, for example, the guy Karmazit who draws lots of covers. He also makes logos, and also there are many of these small ornaments and like you have the Morbid Angel sigil, things like that. And I really wonder, like, where do they come from? The Dutch band Nihil. Yep. Like the one in the middle. The Dutch band Nihil has the shirt with all the round symbols, all like 400 sigils printed on it. And you see many bands using these symbols, but still many are still unknown to me. Like, don't know the background from it.
Yeah, I think maybe like Morbid Angel. Yeah, I think maybe that's the perfect example because we know all the signs in it, but it has these two little circular shaped things on the bottom. So it's a inverted pentagram. There's an upside down cross. Who was the first one who turned the cross upside down? You know?
No, good question.
I heard somewhere that I don't know which category of scumbag or which saint, but there was one who was crucified upside down. I know that one, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Judas maybe? No, I don't think.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Sigil work within black metal, I think, has done 1,000 times. But when it's done right, I think it looks cool.
Mhm.
There's the Saarland. Ever since I did I did the video with Charlie from Crypt, and
Mhm.
he was talking about because he did the shirt with the big logo that I had, the Saarland logos from Germany.
Mhm.
Like this, one of the this is a compilation.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if it's the second or the third. Yeah, doesn't matter. This is. Do you know the Saarland scene a bit? Like how
Mm,
sometimes heroin
totally
makes you
not.
happy, heroin makes you happy or makes happy.
Mhm.
It's all these, it's the Narmentage Productions label.
Yeah.
And maybe we should get in it or save it for another
Yeah.
time. They have these logos like this, which again, they are just inverted crosses, but there's so much more going on with Roman numerals and stuff like that.
It's
Yeah,
cool that all these kind of logos are hand drawn,
yeah,
and you know it it's just drawn on a paper and then they use it. I really like this idea because the early logos were so streamlined, and it's I prefer this recent tradition of DIY.
yeah.
Uh,
There's a lot of. I think it's good that the hand drawn is still
yeah,
involved. It's not just computer because there's one YouTube movie that does black metal. I think if you give in or if you type in black metal logo and then speed drawing, there's a guy just making a logo on a computer in I don't know 5 minutes or something like that.
yeah,
S logo with a crown on top. I don't know what. Yeah. If you have a computer, but I think the hand drawn is what.
yeah. It's much nicer, but it's like the idea, the general idea of heavy metal, black metal that should be raw and filthy. After a while, you know, it becomes streamlined, like the sound and everything. It's also polished and nice, and that's why I really like that there's this newer or that the handwritten or the raw stuff remains or re-emerges from the from the deep.
Yeah, I think it's the inevitable evolution that's seen or that it's hard to compile raw black metal as a scene, but just
Yeah,
what's happening right now in the last maybe 5 years is incredible. And every country has there's black metal from every country and so much.
yeah,
And as we said that they are now mining the period 96, 97, 98. It's going to be even people had a lot of time to write music, so I don't know what's coming out, but better be good.
yeah.
Are you playing soon or do you have anything on the books?
You mean what?
Alkadil.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Do you have a are you playing soon with Alkadil?
No, no, we haven't rehearsed since November.
Oh, okay.
Um, the drummer and the guitar player, they often come together and play, but as a band, no. We hope to start again within a couple of weeks, but I don't think it was a very smart. It would have been a smart idea to come together with four people in this small, not
Yeah.
very ventilated place. So it's lots of time to talk with you.
Yeah, okay, perfect. No repetition. That's fine. Yeah, I did the last one. The last thing I was going to show was the hand drawn logo by Lamb, but it's too white. It's not showing up. So you can have the helm. You can show a logo if you will.
Maybe I can jump now, a quick jump, because we're still in the 90s, but
Hmm.
to ugly logos and very streamlined, which I do like a lot. But I think I like them from for nostalgic reasons. Maybe if I would see them now for the first time, that I dislike them, but don't care. And I will show you two examples. The Samoan Logo, I really like it, but I don't know if it's cool, but I like it. And also the Catatonia logo.
Okay, is that an old one or is that just their logo?
No, that's an old one that they used recently. They started when they went more, this Gothic Doom. They started using a font, like a regular font, and then they evolved to this, this, I don't know how to call it.
Yeah.
Popular metal band, again with the font, but it seems they're reusing it again. But I like them because I always thought, oh, that's nice on a shirt, like only the logo. Oh, yeah. It's very typical from the time, I think, from the 90s. Like, so make it really clear and with straight lines, and totally the opposite of what I was trying to say with the DIY logos. But I still like them. I don't know. I don't know if what other people think of it, but I think it's cool, especially the summoning, how they came up to build the name around the pentagram. It's such a stupid idea, but I like it.
The summoning logo almost is like, because I have a list of examples when a band, you can have two logos. You can have a font logo or a text logo, and you can have an image as a logo.
Yeah.
I was re-listening to some old records, and I saw because we were talking about logos, I saw the Probot record. And it's a Dave Grohl metal album, and all the bands on here, or all the singers, because he did the music, and there's like Kronos, Max Cavalera, and one from DRI, Rise Above guy,
Lidorian.
Yeah, Lidorian. So yeah, Song G Warrior. But all the bands have this logo. It's there our whole year, just like, and exactly. It's like the Black Flag logo, maybe, or But there's no names on here. It's just their.
Yeah, that's nice. You can recognize them immediately.
Yeah.
Although I do not know all of them.
I think you do.
The second one.
That's maybe a hard one, but that's Max Cavalera.
Yeah, I never liked Sepultura.
Not even Morbid Visions?
Yeah, that's okay, but still, of course, it's more than okay.
What
also,
about
Schizophrenia, but still, I never play it.
I think I come from a different background maybe, but I liked even Chaos AD. I liked because it was at the right time for me. I think.
Yeah.
It's just brain dumb. It's shake music.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fun on parties though.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's better than, I don't know, Deus or something like that at a party.
Yeah, you had the house or the techno music, and then it went to alternative, Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, building up, and then of course Chaos AD, Rage Against the Machine, The Clash, and then it was over again. Cypress Hill.
And then Bonsai as last one and go home. That's a glitch. We'll wait for Peter to come back. Are you back? Yes, he's back.
That's a long glitch.
Yeah, that was the end of the party, end of part one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about those logos. You asked because you don't know too much about Bekentex more, the Swedish ancient mysticism.
Well, actually, I'm totally not into or not. It's impossible for me to follow all those newer bands, and I wouldn't say newer bands because they're already more than 10 years old. It's just so, yeah, I'm sticking to what I'm used to listen to in the 90s and 2000s. And from time to time, it's possible to grab something. And I know that band, especially from the logo, but I never listened to it. But the one, I think the oldest logo, like the handwritten one, is something really appealing.
Because I have some stuff about it. It's all the same guy.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes Lick is with him, but it's all Szpajdel. Every single one, which is quite insane. It's like Wagner Ødegaard, Asgore, guys like that. This is the one you were referring to.
Yes, I really like that one.
Yeah, same.
It's something I would grab purely because of the logo.
Yeah, it is different than most logos, just because there is no. It's all separate letters. Not that that's very special, but it's a font I never saw anywhere else or anybody use. It also has these weird sigils and symbols.
Yeah.
Now, the way I understand it, and I don't know everything, but this is the old logo, it seems.
Oh, yeah. That's attractive.
Yeah, this is the Fordolda Klangorna, I think. It's Swedish. But this is a demo compilation.
Okay.
Released as a demo winter 2014. So yeah, I'm not sure what the time is on, but they are very different in approach. If you see them, of course, they are day and night. But pretty cool. Yeah. It's hard to say where to start with ancient or with mystical introductions, but just it depends on what mood you are in, I guess. But just start at the Cat next to move. I'll show a bit of the records that I think are maybe the high points. I'm not sure. I'll skip this one and this one to keep it brief. This is the Greve. This is him in a three-man's band, if I'm not mistaken. This is the first full-length called. Yeah.
What is the name?
Greve, but I'll link everything in the video if I think about it.
Yeah.
This one from, I think, 2020, but I'm not sure. This is Mystic, also a very nice logo. Bigger band in their catalog. And then these are two that are, this is much more funk inspired.
Yeah, I know this one.
Alyssa Set, which is again a very different logo.
I always thought of the logo, it was like written like a trendy shampoo brand.
Or a Nike logo, maybe.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. It has something like not L'Oreal, but it's hard to describe why. I always thought that the logo was weird.
It is weird. You can see a lot of stuff in there. You don't read it as a list of stuff, I think. But yeah. This is the last one from him. This is the death metal.
Yeah.
Black and death metal Mush Mahu, Reign of the Odious, which is also very worth checking out. Yeah, just starts anywhere. Maybe we can do a video about some of that later. But that, yeah, very cool logo, especially the Bekend next to the just the handwritten one or just a scribbled one. What else is there?
Maybe the ones that has some illustrations with it, or I don't know what. We're going to start something or.
Oh, illustrations. I was looking for one with an illustration, but I don't think I was looking for the Parrot logo.
Okay, I have it here too, the Parrot logo, but they have multiple. So I don't know if you have them all on the screen.
No, I don't have them on screen. I need to look them up. There is just a straight letter one, and then the one with figures, like you said, with the upside down cross.
Yeah. But I think they have 3 or 4, and I try to find them, but
I have
this one, the most known.
That's the newer one.
Yeah, yeah. But then they also have this one that looks like the Merciless logo, or maybe that's built up of goat hooves and stuff. Yeah, that one. I really like it. Each Beherit logo is really nice.
Yeah.
They also have this techno logo.
Yeah. I don't know where I've seen that one. I don't think it's on here anywhere.
One sec.
Great video about people getting out records.
Yeah.
Also the 7 Blasphemy that has the old logo too.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's this compilation which is called The Beast of Beherit.
Can you give us some light?
Yeah, one moment. It's getting dark again.
It's Beherit. It should be dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. It's a compilation. And yeah, I don't know if it's too dark, but at the background or the backside, it's not. Wait.
Yep.
It's
I've
like
seen it on the shirt.
techno
Like a
logo.
Russian logo.
Eh?
A Russian techno logo.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good description. Russian techno. Maybe is it on the vinyls? I don't know. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think I have it on any of the. I just have the first 3 maybe.
Yeah. But what I actually wanted to show was logos where the image is more important than the name, or more dominant. And I think this is a good example.
Yeah, Master Hammer, that's cool.
I really like it.
It is a weird logo. I don't really like it, but I see why people would like it.
Yeah, but because it's a bit childish, over the top.
Yeah. People should like it.
Yeah.
This is the point of the shield, maybe. It's too compacted.
Yeah.
Comes to the top.
But I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Again, this on a shirt is perfect. Maybe that's like the standard, or how do you call it, when a logo is good. If it works on a shirt, it's good.
Are you starting a bootleg company?
I used to do it. I used to silk screen all the shirts which I didn't find for me and friends.
Okay.
But the problem was that my frames were mostly too small, so the logos were also quite small. So pocket versions. We bought H&M shirts, very nice shirts, and then with the Master Hammer or Mysticum or something on it. By the way, the old Mysticum logo, the Sabizios logo, is also a bit similar to the Beherit style with snakes and stuff. Yeah, Mysticum used to be called Sabizios, and he was very into snakes. The demo was called Medusa's Tears, also with the snakes and stuff. And he used to have snakes too at home. And if you take a look at the book or the inside sheets of In the Streams of Inferno, the debut of Mysticum, there are these pictures of those guys, and it's a bit, they leave it up to you if the scars on in the arms are snake bites or needle, infections. It's a bit tricky with those guys. Hey.
Heroin snake.
Yeah, Heroin. It's a good band name for like this post Malvin's band. Heroin Snake.
That's good. Where was I going? You said you bootleg shirts. Do you know Tony Satanas on Instagram? Instagram?
Nope.
He's a guy. He's a young guy. I think he's early 20s maybe. And he has this band Baphomancia, and he has a bootleg. Well, not really bootleg. He works together with another guy called Koghab, I think, and they make these insane bootleg-ish shirts, but they are kind of official from bands from South America that everybody forgot, maybe earlier than the period we're talking about, but just
Okay.
that is not, you know, a few bands from there, but not all the bands. But something like Needles, for example, or I don't know, tons of bands. But he now has a preview track of the new Baphomancia, which is in that style. It's Los Angeles based, but with a wink to the style. I'll try to link about it. I need to write these things down because I always forget. We have Kvist, the demo.
Yeah.
And
the demo from Keep of Kalessin.
Yeah, I have that too. All right. You have one more, or is just Master's Hammer? It was Master's Hammer and Beherit?
Master's Hammer, and they're getting to get mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the most obvious one. Yeah, I better had taken some more, but Master's Hammer was a good example.
Right. I think one of the most bold examples. I have some death metal here. One of the most bold examples, and like you talked,
it was also in my hands. Works great on a shirt.
Works on a shirt. This is the red we talked about at the black and white. Yeah, this is an incredible record.
Yeah.
So that's an iconic one. Of course, we can't talk logos without talking that. Do you know Chuck drew that logo? Or
No.
who did it?
I don't know.
An insane logo still. Also looks kind of good on a shirt. I think they sold a few.
Yeah, probably. I at least I've heard of the band, so.
I think my favorite of the last years were the Friendlet logo, which was also hand drawn. I don't know if it shows up.
Yeah, it was visible.
Without the glare. This one, and then the most simple but most satisfying death metal logo in the last 10 years, and it's really disgusting, is the Fizzgrave logo.
Fizzgrave.
So simple, but I like it. Like some of the tiles in feces or something. Do you like Fizzgrave?
I only know it from name. Never. I think I probably have listened to it, but
most ever, I think, or in my collection, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, that was some death metal logos. The last thing I have, I think, record-wise maybe, is we talked about the battery one where the scratch letters were gone. I found it, and it's this one, Necromancy, but with an S. Okay. So yeah, that's the last one. I still have some digital logos, but nothing record-wise anymore. So if you have some more.
Yeah, I have a couple, but it's all very unstructured. Maybe
we warned at the beginning of the episode. So.
Excuse me?
We warned the viewers at the beginning of the episode.
So, like this one from Occulta. It's really nice.
I talked about Occulta with Charlie in the episode.
Yep.
A bit.
It's like, it's handwritten, but it also has this atmosphere or this feeling like they put it under a copy machine, and while the light or the scanner was moving, that they pulled it backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it has that smeared quality.
That's the word. Yeah, I like that one. Also, some logo. This one. Also, a band we talked before, is the down logo.
Yeah, you have the record full.
Yeah, because the symmetry is totally different than the one that that was typical from Christophe Szpaidel, which was always the horizontal symmetry.
Yeah.
But this one is like, you know, all directions.
Yeah.
And
it kind of works like that sigil tattoo you have with the earth fire.
Exactly.
Kind of works in the same way.
Yeah. And as the logo is really old, not that old, but it's really yeah. I always try to figure out how they start with it, like with these kinds of symmetries and stuff.
Maybe from sigils and stuff like that.
Hmm?
Maybe it's from older symbols or sigils or stuff like that.
Yeah.
The thing that I like, I don't know if I like it, but it just struck me as weird. The old Dimmu logo, the box logo.
It's a nice one, cool. Yeah.
Looks great on a tape.
Yeah, it's a very nice one, but I don't know who has drawn it. Maybe also.
No, but
is it also Christophe Szpaidel?
Could be, because when you look at the top one, it has those branch like Isvind branch work. So,
but at the same time, it's more he more fluent, or he isn't that known as to be this fluent.
Okay, that's true for the top sides.
Yeah.
If you look at it as this, it's kind of fluent. It's the Dimmu. But then when the letters mix up, it's not as fluent anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be.
Yeah. And then, far away from the fluent lines, I'm going to show them at once, like the Rotten Christ and the All My Dying Bride logo.
Rotten Christ, I like. That was good.
And yeah, I also, maybe because it's one of my first bands, My Dying Bride, but I also like their old logo. But Rotten Christ is totally awesome. It's really weird what kind of evolution they made, but yeah, I think you can recognize their grindcore.
Yeah, I was going to say it kind of looks like a death metal logo.
Yeah,
it's a bit long, but it looks like a death metal.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. Really cool.
Let's finish with a bit of Belgian light metal logo work. I like this one.
Yeah.
You have it too, I guess. They
it was also in my list.
I think this is this is the same one.
Yeah.
A few incarnations of their logo too. There's I think 2 or 3 maybe. Definitely 2 variations of this logo. But I love the weird hand that comes out here on the top.
Yeah, it's funny.
They're put in there. There's some tails in there.
Yeah.
A lot of letters. It's not like Dawn where you have to fit 4 letters in there.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's logo talk, I guess. I didn't know what to expect from it actually.
Yeah, just showing cool logos.
We just see it as an opportunity to talk about records. We saw a few records there, man. Yeah. I've seen your collection on Discogs. It's not all the right entries, but it's a nifty little, not little. It's quite an extensive collection. I think you have 600 records maybe in there.
On vinyl, I think something like that, 600-700.
Quite cool collection actually.
Yeah, what I buy most is like things I used to have on a CD or still have, and just replacing, and from time to time new things. But when I checked yours, it's like all those names, like, fuck, what's this? I don't know it.
I yesterday or when we talked, I think earlier in the week, I was looking at mine too, and I was like, Jesus Christ, What the fuck? So I decided to. I was starting to give back my dad's records with the records I put around it. So all my oldies are going back to my dad.
Yeah.
I give him stuff like King Crimson. Now he's getting Genesis and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I'm going to sell a lot of records. So I'm going
Yeah.
to do a garage sale. Not most 90% not black metal. But I think I pulled about 200 records out of my collection that I'm going to just sell to get some air in here
Yeah, and replace with money.
and replace with other records probably. Yeah, it's just too much, man.
But you
Oh,
offer it like with shirts too. Sometimes you sell a lot of shirts.
yeah, the most I ever sold at once was like 100 shirts at once.
One person.
Yeah, it was a. I talked about that guy in on the channel a few times. It was if you come to a record fairs around here, you know him. He has this animal shop where you can buy dog
I've heard
foods.
about it.
Yeah, you can buy dog food, you can buy cages, you can buy
Yep.
bird stuff, and he has a lot of vinyl.
Yeah.
And when he still had that shop, he dealt with us through hypertension because he was buying just records from us
Hmm.
wholesale. And then he was going to start his shop, so he doesn't have the animal stuff anymore. He just internet, and I think at his place he has a shop, so he's selling from there. And I asked him because I knew he was starting a shop. Don't you need shirts? And he's I think maybe we should start. I said I have hundreds who are pretty saleable, and he said make me a price. So I said five per shirt, so it was 500 euros. Here you go.
Yep.
They were all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you go to shows, you buy shirts. When you know a band, you buy shirts. I don't know. It's that.
Yeah.
I think you have a few. So.
Me? No.
No,
Not. I think only 20 or something.
we all have the the same 20 in Alkerdale.
Yeah. Probably.
Everyone has the Kvist. Everyone has the Helveta. Everyone has.
Everybody has a perverted ceremony. Uh, yeah.
That's another great logo, by the way.
Yeah. All the logos the guy draws is nice. Like
Which are the other ones? The Moonen?
yeah, Moonen, and then but I have to be careful what I'm saying. Other subject.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk other subject. What have we been listening to? Is there something new or because
Well,
we're about let's do another four because we did the Isvind, the Velas, and the Dead Things Folk. I didn't do the soul stuff yet, but let's keep that one going and maybe in the next one really
yeah,
talk for records.
but I'm trying to make space and because there are vinyls on the ground here and I'm on this rolling chair and what I did this week was just listening to older vinyls which I bought recently
Okay.
and putting them in the final you know part of the collection like because I want to concentrate more on newer stuff which has been because everything is alphabetically but then I have a big pile like recently bought but since 3 years that I should listen to more than once so I'm cleaning this up so it's really hard because it's all mixed up now like if you ask me what have you listened to it's everywhere I really don't know also because I was searching for stuff for regarding logos
Okay.
but maybe the one on top Black Magic.
I don't know it.
No? Ah, it's awesome. It's Italian 80s proto doom heavy black metal psychedelic stuff. In the 80s, there was this big, not a boom, but there was quite a scene. At one side, you had everything Black Widow related,
Yeah,
like the
okay.
label, Paul Chain, Dead SS, all that kind of stuff. Um, Then there was, for example, the band Mortuary Drape, which was more black metal, but you know, I think they were already going making music in '86 or something. And this is a band that also Adam from Malokarpatan
Oh,
often refers to, because it's very occult sounding, but with lots of psychedelic sounds, a bit crappy, but really, really cool.
it
It's
has
like
that
more. Hmm?
in it. It has that Italo doom in it, that typical Italian sound.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And um, each songs just, you know, sticks to your brain. The
Okay.
songwriting is so good, the melodies, it's all a bit crappy, but you know, it's eerie, occult, a bit fun. Very, very good record, this one.
Title: Land of Mysteries.
Land of Mysteries. And if you, for example, listen to the latest Malokarpatan, then
Yeah.
you recognize stuff. I'm
Ah,
sure about it. Like, he has been listening a lot to this too.
have you ever heard the band Phyrron, I think, or Pyron?
um,
They have that record Astrological Warfare on Ajna Offensive.
no.
In my opinion, they are the sons of that. You
Ah,
know, they're a band that is on their, I think, is second full length now.
yeah.
I picked it up, I think, last year, and it's an incredible. Yeah, the last full length is the incredible record.
Yeah.
Um, it's some lo-fi, newer played Italian doom. Not that 80s synth stuff, but yeah, it kind of has that SS vibe, and maybe a bit more black metal, less
Yeah.
pro black metal.
Do you know that the shop from the label from Black Widow is still open? And how do you call it in English? Genova,
Oh yeah, okay.
Genova.
Hmm.
It's still open. Have you been there?
No, I don't
It's
think so.
a city which is close to the sea, and it's built up with half um, concentric circles.
Okay.
You know, at the coast, at the sea, and it's all small streets, high buildings. It's very small, and in one of them, close to the center and close to the sea, there's this really small shop, and that's a Black Widow shop. And
Oh,
I was there with my girlfriend, and it's full with nice things. You know, if you go there, you should make, you know, to have put some money aside during 3 years.
but is it record wise nice or just
Yeah,
stuff?
record wise, yeah, because and of course in Italy you can still find that kind of stuff, but they of course know the prices. Like I was in Milan, and also in this, not in the Sound Cave, that's the shop from Avant-Garde Records, but another one close to it, and all those bands were like prices like 100 or 200 euros. And there I remember Black Widow, it was like decently 30 euros for, I don't know if it were reprints, probably, but
Do you, do you still remember what you got there?
when it was,
Oh, what you got record wise? Did you buy anything there?
no, I didn't buy anything, because I was, you know, we were traveling, and
I
the camping and stuff. So it wasn't a smart idea to buy vinyls, but like all the stuff like from Paul Chain and Violet Theater was there.
okay.
Things I didn't know. You know, I know the name. I knew the names, but I didn't know the vinyls or the titles. Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's incredible that shops like that. That still exists somewhere. It's insane. And like you say, it's those countries like Italy where it's a weird state for record collectors because they have those, yeah, different pressings and different, even in CDs. Sometimes when you have these CD versions of stuff and you have this um, silver foiled sticker
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
it's always an Italian pressing.
yeah. I don't know why it is. Like the stamp, it
Yeah,
was very. I haven't seen it in ages, but like you were saying on CDs too,
Yeah.
Lots of these albums had like the silver foil
Looks like
hologram sticker.
almost. It looks like a text stamp like you find on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Italy is a land where you can, or a country where you can find some really good gems, I think, still. Especially in that proto metal section. Don't think about it.
Also wondered, like we talked about Moonspell, but like in Portugal, there must be also this hidden stuff that hasn't been, re-emerged again.
I think it's weird that a label like Signal Rex or maybe Altar, or even like Gangrene Records, who did some German stuff like the Necromancer by Forgotten Spell. They that not a lot gets picked up from that scene. I don't know. I know I have a perfect structure of the newer Norwegian scene with all those bands like Ons Veneris and Lex Lees and whatever you want to call, even to the smaller bands, but I don't know anything from that scene. That's again the strength between the two of us, I think. I know everything later than 2010, you know everything prior to 2010. I think that will deliver some good, I don't know, conversations maybe or info in the coming videos. I found, or maybe not, but once again with Charlie from Crypt of the Wizard and the Saarland demos, he showed me this. I don't know if it shows up really good.
It's a guy standing.
Yeah, it's because it's so white, maybe. Wait a minute. Very light. Is this better? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No. Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
This is called, I have to look again. It's called Friedhof is the guy. And it's Bij de Geuze Beelzebub demo compilation, I think. This is one of the things that is from Narbentage, the white record I showed. And re-listening to it, I heard a lot more Eurodance, and there's even on this record there's even some I don't know, Kraftwerk worship in some parts.
No way.
It has a black metal aesthetic. There is not black metal on here. There's blast beats under some. It's not 8-bit, which is a lot doing the rounds a bit, but yeah, it's just a weird record. And the first time I heard it, Charlie said, "Listen to it." I heard it, and it was too weird. The second time, I was kind of hooked. And he has two. This one, and then this one. I just re-listened to them and then ordered them at Charlie because yeah, it's weird enough. It's very weird. I'm not sure who the guy is. He's linked to the label Narbentage, but I don't know if he is same guy as Kite or all those weirder silent bands. But yeah, check it out. I think you will like it, mainly because we were talking about Portuguese flute players in the last episode, or what was it? So yeah, I think it's weird enough and it's more out there than you know. So check. That's what I've been listening to mostly. I don't know what else. Yeah, Kvist I've listened to. That's about it. Do you have anything more?
Yeah, one more maybe. One that I was recommended by Jo from Babylon Doom Cult, and I should check the how I have to pronounce it. Damhar or Damhar.
Yeah, he talked to me too. There you go. What label is that on?
The label is Tomb Chamber Music, which is from the US, and it seems very hard to get it in Europe. And he said, like, I'm the only one who has it. It's your chance, buy it. Normally, I never do it, but he said, the voice is sometimes like Danzig. And
okay.
there we go to the description. It's like post-punk. Oh, yep.
The figure logo.
But not so much Danzig, but more Samoan, which I prefer above Danzig. and sometimes there's also this Beyond Dawn vibe. Beyond Dawn, do you know it?
No, but Jo told me about the record too, so I heard it, but I don't
Yeah.
know Beyond.
Beyond Dawn is a band from Norway who started out in the mid-end 80s as a doom dead band. They had albums, Pity Love, but they were also on Misanthropy Records, and they were said to be like one of the first Norwegian even black metal bands, or at least influencing the black metal bands. And one of the guys, the drummer actually has this label Duplicate Records. He played with Varus, he played with Inferno. So all the members had, were at the beginning of the Norwegian scene. But they evolved from this doom dead band to like a more, I don't know, starting to use these British, electronic rock influences,
Okay.
and they even ended up as some kind of lounge band or something. But in their mid like Roykstop or something, that was
Yeah.
their last incarnation. In the middle, their mid period, they even used the trombone on the records. Was very, the band with the trombone was not Searbliss from Hungary, but Beyond Dawn. With a really low voice, a bit like Scott Walker or maybe the old one, the old whispering one, the Leonard Cohen, that kind of voice singing, a bit of Kido, but the atmosphere is a bit from their mid early albums. On the beginning of this records, also a bit of the Cranes, the Cranes, that band, this gothic 80s new wave band. And after 3 songs, Glenn Danzig is coming in. Some post-punk. It's really nice.
I didn't pull the trigger on it because I have so many records. I'm selling so many records, so I had to let it go. But yeah, he told me that it's nice. I have to check it again when you say online.
We discussed it, like, is the voice good or not? Because if you try to imitate Glenn Danzig, chances are big it's really stupid. But at least he sounds better, or the singer sounds better than Glenn Danzig in 20 years.
Okay.
Since 20 years. So that's it.
The last thing I have is this just came in. I talked about the records in the last update. This is the Cavalera stuff from France. This is the new one. It's called Vatos. This is some demo re-releases. De Tréfond du Hautbois. This one. And then the last one is Chant des Héros Oubliés. He's the same guy who is behind the Necropole.
Yeah.
I don't know. Necropole, yeah. This is earlier work. I think this came out through Iron Bonehead earlier, and now it is on Resilience. It's his label, but it's distributed by Northern Heritage. Cool records. They were going up in price a bit, and it's cool that they have the new one and then the 2 others. That's another logo, that Northern Heritage. The knife, it just stands out. If you see the knife, you know what. That's the last one I have. Last tip I have. I don't think there's any more on my books, so we can chit chat a bit, or we can call it quits and then talk a bit more off camera.
Yeah, my English is going worse and worse, so maybe.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Let's say for next time we'll do 4 records we talk about, go deeper into, and then stick to the format a bit. Not that this was bad in any way, because we saw a lot of good records. Thanks everybody for watching. It's still an hour and 14 minutes. We managed to little full. Beta. I'll see you in a bit.